Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Stephen Davidson, the sexual integrity coach and the author of this book, Sexual Integrity: Finding the Courage to Be Yourself. It's my intention to bring you different topics each week on the subject of sex and relationships and to help raise your sexual IQ. If you find these videos helpful, please hit the like button or subscribe. Also, I would love to hear from you in the comments section below and share with me ideas about other topics you would like for me to discuss related to sexuality and relationships. When clients come to sex therapy, they sometimes list being normal as their treatment goal. Ironically, many of the sexual thoughts, desires, and behaviors that cause them concern frequently are normal and just a natural aspect of human sexuality. So let's talk about that. What is normal when it comes to sex? We are innately wired to be sexual creatures. Humans have a biological drive to crave sex, and we are naturally intrigued by sexual images. Even advertisers know this, and it's why they use sexual images to sell us everything from cars to food. When we engage in sexual behavior or even think about sex, the brain releases neurochemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, norepinephrine, and these neurochemicals cause us to feel happy, excited, and in love. Sexologists believe that these pleasure sensations related to sex are a necessary aspect of human survival. If sex was not pleasurable, we likely wouldn't do it. Then humans would have become extinct a long time ago, or maybe never evolved at all. So much of who we are as sexual beings is a product of our biology. So why would anyone worry that they're not sexually normal? Most of us grew up learning to be ashamed of our bodies and our sexual thoughts and desires. We learned that sex was a taboo subject that we shouldn't talk about. Most states in the U.S. don't allow science-based sexuality education. While we expect parents to talk to their children about sex, the reality is that they don't. Parents generally are not educated about sexuality themselves, so they often repeat sexual myths that they learned in their own life growing up. They might try to scare their children about sex so that they will abstain from it, or they just simply avoid the subject completely. Some states forbid teachers or school counselors from discussing sexuality with students if they come to them for guidance. And currently, we have state laws that are trying to limit how healthcare providers talk to adolescents about sexuality. Adolescents experience drastic changes in their bodies. At puberty and under the influence of hormones, they have thoughts, desires, and emotions that they haven't experienced previously. And it's really strange that at one of the most important times in a child's development, their transition to adulthood, they receive so little support and guidance from the adults in their life. Another factor that causes people to question what's normal is this long history that the U.S. has regulating sexual behavior, even among married couples. Sodomy laws came about in the late 1800s to discourage couples from engaging in any sexual activity that didn't lead to her insemination. When the birth control pill was approved by the FDA in 1960, contraception was illegal for many married couples in many states, and in a few other states, it was specifically illegal for unmarried women. It wasn't until 1972 that all women across the U.S. could legally practice contraception. And now, in 2023, states are regulating where trans people can go to the bathroom, denying a woman's right to make decisions about her own body and family planning. Don't Say Gay bills are showing up around the country, under the pretense of protecting children from exposure to information about sexual minorities. When the most primal aspects of your existence have been oppressed your entire life, you learn to fear or distrust any thought or desire that seems inconsistent with mainstream culture. With laws regulating your control over your own body, you're likely to question your thoughts and desires if you find yourself in violation. So many young men and women reach adulthood believing that sexually something about them is not normal. Same-sex attraction, variations in gender expression, consensual non-monogamy, kinks, fetishes have all existed across the history of humanity and in every culture. Nothing we're talking about today is new. Sexual behaviors might have been conceptualized differently using different terminology in other cultures and at other times in history, but there's basically nothing new in the ways humans relate and express themselves sexually. We have allowed religion and politics to dictate how we understand ourselves as sexual beings, but our cultural norms are incongruent with the biological realities of human sexuality. When society tells you one thing, but it's inconsistent with your personal experience of your own body, you begin thinking that something must be wrong with you. You start to feel shame for thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that are a normal part of human sexual experiences. Biology will trump religion and politics every time. Nature doesn't care about your political or religious beliefs. It is simply functioning as it always has. If you want to get a good grasp on normal sexuality, look to science first. You might still let your religion or politics drive your sexual behavior, but at least you will understand why you still have those thoughts, desires, and emotions that are so difficult for you to manage or avoid. Lastly, people sometimes worry that they're not normal because they are sexually incompatible with their spouse or partner. There might be variations in sex drive, with one wanting sex more often and the other not so much or not at all. Maybe there are no intersections in their erotic maps. They can't agree on position, technique, where to have sex, when to have sex. One may have kinks or fetishes that the other can't tolerate. Many couples don't realize how sexually incompatible they are until after they've been married or moved in together. Sexually, humans live in many closets, hiding various aspects of themselves from their friends, family, and even their spouses. The secrets are eventually discovered, and sooner or later we all have to face the truth. This is why I literally wrote the book on sexual integrity. Sexual Integrity, Finding the Courage to Be Yourself. That book is full of stories about people just like you who are coming to terms with their sexual realities and taking a deeper step into honesty with themselves and their partners. So why not just start from that place of honesty and transparency? Claiming your sexual truth from the beginning will have a huge influence on the degree of intimacy and sexual fulfillment you experience in your life. Human sexuality is complex, and we are individually sexually unique. You're likely a lot more normal than you've been led to believe. So I do hope you will pick up a copy of my book. It's available in print, ebook, and on Audible. And also feel free to reach out to me by leaving a comment below with your ideas on other subjects that you would like for me to cover. You can also reach me through my website at sexualintegritycoach.com.